Hey everybody, welcome again to the latest edition of Inside the Den podcast, your one-stop shop for everything Wallace State athletics. Got a great show, our last one before a little Christmas break here. Great show for you today. We'll get you caught up on men's and women's basketball currently playing. We'll get you over to an interview with Tony Crider, our men's and women's cross-country head coach, after a very successful year for them. So we look forward to getting you to that. And before we get going, be sure you're following us on all social media platforms. YouTube and Spotify is where you can catch this every week. But you can also catch us on X, Facebook, Instagram, all things social media to stay fully up to date with Wallace State athletics. Before we get going, let's get into it. Okay, let's get into your update for athletics this week. Only two teams in action currently in the wintertime of sports. We had men's and women's basketball both playing last week. Men went on the road to a top 15 junior college in Division II in Snead State. Lost that game in a close contest, lost by 12 on the road there. The women played at home against Chattanooga State, won the game 79-41, so they continue their dominant stretches. Both teams prepare for finals this week, and then a Christmas break with conference play looming shortly after the break. That's all the teams that are in action. Let's get you over to an interview with cross-country head coach Tony Crider, and we'll see you after that for an update on what's coming next. All right, here with Tony Crider, head coach of men's and women's cross-country here at Wallace State. After another wildly successful season, we won, correct me if I'm wrong here, won men's and women's both region championships, ACC championships again for the second year in a row. Had a couple of runners of the year that we'll get into, but welcome in. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So first of all, cross country is one of those sports that, they do the shirts, your sport, our sport is your punishment and all those things. So runners are already crazy in a lot of our minds. But walk us through one of your typical training days for your runners, men, girls, and guys.
Okay, so I'll just go through a quick week. How about that?
All right.
So on Sunday, we'll start off with anywhere from a 12 to 18-mile run, slow. On Monday, we'll do recovery, which may be ladies 5, men 8 to 10. Tuesday will be typically a harder workout. Might have mile and a half warm up, and then we'll do more speedy stuff like maybe a 5-6 mile tempo at 5:15 pace or something like that on the guys, and maybe somewhere 6:30 on the girls. And then after that's finished, then they'll
And so for everybody, we're talking 6 minutes and 30 seconds
per mile.
per mile.
And then after that, when they finish up, they can get them a drink, and then they'll go another couple miles, cooling down and get the lactic out of their legs and all that. So they'll be ready for the next day. Next day will be a recovery day. Probably more like 10 miles easy on the guys, 7 miles on the girls. The next day would be a typical short day, which would be 5 for the girls, 8 for the guys. And then Friday tends to be another workout day, just not as intense as Tuesday. And it may be more like a on-off, maybe a short tempo or something like that, maybe 3 miles instead of 5, or maybe some on and offs, where you might pick up the pace for 4 minutes and then slow the pace down for a minute and then pick it up for another 3, slow it down for another minute, And then Saturday's pretty much a day off where they would get, maybe 3 to 5 miles each. That's their off day. And then we started over on Sunday again with the long run. So it's a tough thing, but these kids love it. And, a lot of their moms and dads have grown up, in this, And so they started at a young age training, and it's part of a kind of like a physical fitness thing for mom and dad and
Yeah.
the kids,
Yeah,
So,
no doubt.
yeah.
Fun deal they could do together. Just for the record, I don't think I could make it through a recovery day for y'all, so,
Maybe we'll try that one day.
yeah, maybe I'll come out for a recovery day.
Yeah.
Just make sure there's EMS on standby.
Yeah.
So take us cross country is in the NJC is a fall sport, so your first meet this year, I think, was August 30th. I think that was up. And so that's shortly after school started, and temperature-wise, probably 90 degrees or so.
Yeah.
And I say the temperature because we'll get to some more interesting things later.
Right. Yeah, typically in August and September, we have to deal with heat. So, our first meet was a night meet in Memphis, and luckily, it was one of the weekends that had cooled off a little bit. We were probably in the, upper 70s, low 80s at the time that we run. I think we had run maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock that night. That's you get lucky,
Yeah.
We've had some meets where not so lucky and you may be at 95 to 100 degrees, but you deal with the elements all the time.
And we were discussing your schedule so everybody knows you guys, when you run you run several meets, obviously preparing for the one, championship meet at the end of the year, but you're running against Division I, Division II, NCAA, 4-year competition at almost all your meets, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're really testing yourself and trying to push yourself to go faster.
Yeah, we try to run against the Division IIs, the Division IIIs, the NAIAs. We'll run across some Division I schools, like typically Auburn and Alabama. We'll see them at one or two of the meets. UNA, Jacksonville State, all the state schools, South Alabama, and it's good competition, and it's something to strive for, and we compete pretty well against them.
Yeah.
I think that competition always helps you, down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important to test yourself. I think it obviously is working for you. So then we get to tell us we run several meets. I think finished as high as second in some of those.
Yeah.
In one of those meets.
Yeah, we had a
competition.
We had a meet in Huntsville, and it was another night meet that was under the lights, lots of fun. And on the men's side, we finished right behind the University of West Georgia, which is a Division I school now. And so we got on the podium, got us 2 big trophies and stuff like that, which our regular season is not about winning trophies. It's about competing and learning to, compete against better competition and striving to get somewhere, where you want to be at the end of the season, where you can win a conference championship and hopefully, a national championships is the goal.
Absolutely.
Always.
I mean, I think it's important too. It more so than other sports, right? Like running is not so much. There's technique and things. I'm not saying that, but there's more so like I need to chase somebody to get faster sometimes. Like it's hard when there's nobody in front of you. So I think would you agree or?
Yeah. One of the things that's very important about running is that you're not going to win the race the first mile, and you're not going to win it the second mile. So you have to figure out that sweet spot of what your pace needs to be early and what it needs to be late. So through mile 1, you may feel more comfortable at going out at 5:20 a mile. And as you settle in to your second and third mile, you may pick the pace up a little bit and be at 5:15. And then hopefully you're negative splitting all the way through. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to go out at 4:30 and then finish at 6:30, and that has happened.
Yeah.
Believe me, it happens. and you see kids that aren't in control and don't really know what's going on, you see that happening,
Yeah.
But, the goal is through training and education is to get through these meets the proper way and be consistent mile after mile after mile.
Yeah. And so then you're just more when you get to the final meet, we're just the goal is be more consistent than everybody else in your conference.
Oh, yeah. Yep. You are where you are at that point, and you know where everybody else is at that point too. We try not to schedule other NJCAA competition too much before the conference meet. We do meet them some, which is fine, but we don't need to see them, and they probably don't want to see us either during those meets. So, and totally understandable,
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't want to see everybody every single meet,
And so take us through. I know at the conference meet, we win pretty. I mean, fairly easily for what it would be. And then I mentioned the temperature of the first. We go to the national meet, and tell me the city again.
Fort Dodge, Iowa.
Fort Dodge, Iowa, and maybe the craziest split in temperature from the first meet to the last meet
Oh, yeah.
ever. And we'll get Jesse some pictures, and hopefully he can put them up on the screen for the viewers.
Yep.
But what was the temperature of the run at the national tournament?
Okay. All right. Let's build up to that for a minute.
Okay.
All right. So we're out there 2 or 3 days before the big event, and my guys are out what they call it a shakeout. You're just kind of loosening your legs up, hazing the barn pretty much. You've done all you can do, and so they're out there getting their 3 to 5 miles easy, and beautiful golf course we're running on, all green everywhere. It's 55 to 60 degrees. After the first mile, they're throwing their shirts at me, and I'm catching them, and so that was for a couple days, and then I'm sitting in the lobby on the day that we're running, drinking my coffee, and it looks fine outside, and all of a sudden, I start seeing these giant dollar-sized snowflakes, and that was at about 7 a.m. in the morning, and it didn't let up for 12 hours. It just completely snowed like a total blizzard for 12 hours, and I know they had 6 inches. It probably was more than 6, but by the time we ran, because there's 3 divisions in the NJCAA, and you have Division 3, which ran first, Division 1, which runs second, and then Division 2, which is what we are. And in the 3 divisions, there's around 1,400 runners. So that course was chewed up, by the time we get on it, and it's either soppy, muddy, or deep with snow, one or the other. And we didn't have the proper shoes to wear. All those northern teams they had everything they needed, and we needed something like shoes with 1-inch spikes in them. We didn't have them.
Yeah.
We had southern shoes, and well, we finished 6th.
I was say, but your kids, despite all that and despite not being prepared, really probably a testament to the toughness of your guys and your girls to both finish 6th in the country.
Yeah.
Despite all the things working against you.
Yeah.
At meet.
Super proud of them. Super proud of them. 6th is a honorable thing, and we went in ranked 2nd on the guys' side and 3rd on the girls' side, and I feel like if we'd run the day before, we'd have probably held up our ranking.
Yeah.
But because we were in adverse conditions that we'd never seen before, I think it was a shock to our system, not only running wise, but just mentally. It just broke us down.
Yeah, I mean, if you've never, again, not a runner here at all, so hand up, but the few times you do run out in the cold, I mean, it's a whole different feeling on your lungs and on your body and everything else.
The kids really didn't even know what to wear.
Right,
It was like
Yeah.
some of them wanted to wear, long sleeve. Some of them wanted to wear boggins. Some of them wanted to wear sunglasses because the snowflakes were so big, hitting
Yeah.
their eyeballs. And we got through it. I couldn't tell them no, don't do it, because I didn't know.
Right.
It was so new to me. But I think it's something that'll always be etched in our mind,
Yeah.
and it'll always be a fond memory.
Mhm.
But overall, it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and I don't think it'll ever happen again. But
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine
yeah,
something like that, and again, like you said, it'll be a memory that they'll take with and something they can be proud of for just
Oh,
pushing through that
yes,
for the rest of their lives, and part of that run, um, Brooklyn Morgan is Central Region Run of the Year
yes,
on the women's side,
Yep.
so really good run for her, and Daniel Leha, Central Region Run of the Year
yes.
on the men's side.
And Brooklyn was All-American. She was top 10
Okay.
and in the nation, which is a great thing. I mean, we hadn't had too many of those over the past few years. We've had maybe 3.
Yeah.
And so the goal is always to get there. But I thought because of the environment and the snow, it was a really big deal to get her on that podium.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was.
That's awesome. And then, so now we're here, and I know, it doesn't stop like it does for anybody. So kind of tell us where we are now. What are we running
Okay.
some track meets?
Yeah,
Some things
yeah.
like that here.
We try to keep them engaged, and we gave them about 3 days off after the national meet, and we started back training again. And we'll run 3 indoor events through December, January, and early February, and then we'll try to do 3 outdoor events between then and the end of the school year. So we'll keep them engaged, and like we run tomorrow at the Birmingham Crossplex, and I have 4 girls running the 3,000 meter indoor and 4 guys running the 3,000, and then I'll have 4 more guys doing the straight mile, full mile. So everybody don't do it, but the ones that are super engaged and really want to stay engaged and get better, and they'll normally it's the freshmen that's coming back that do it.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it too.
Yeah.
I enjoy the different sports and the different distances.
Yeah.
Because there's it's kind of like you do this and do this and do this, in cross, you're doing the same thing over and over and over. Well, in track, you can kind of mix it up a little bit, maybe 5,000 meter, maybe do some relays. They have a distance medley relay that's kind of fun, where you'd have a 400 meter, an 800 meter, a 1,200 meter, and a 1,600 meter.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot of fun to watch because you've got different top athletes doing different things, and there's something to be said about doing something as a team.
Yeah.
Together. You kind of count on everybody.
I think it's so hard. It's something that's so important in those golf, cross country, sports that are much more individualized, but they learning how to be part of a team. I think that's part of what we do here.
Okay.
Just in general, not just the athletics. I think that's part of what makes Wallace so special is we're trying to teach them how to skills that will translate when they leave here, when they become husbands, wives, mothers and fathers.
One of the things that I'm from the manufacturing background, so one of the things that I try to do is teach them skills where it's not about you or me, it's about all of us, and we're all a team, and we all have responsibilities. So I try to give the kids great responsibilities. I try to give the managers great responsibilities. My assistant coaches, the same thing. So it's not about me, it's about we, as a team. And I think that's one of the things that really helps our program is that part of it,
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing a terrific job, and I think on that note, we'll close it out and congratulate you on winning Central Region Coach of the Year as well. And
Well, thank you.
I guess 4 straight championships now, 2 straight on the women's side,
8.
2 on the 8 total, 8 overall.
Yep.
Yeah, so unbelievable run, and we appreciate your time today.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Okay, let's get you caught up on what's coming next with Wallace State. As we mentioned, finals happened this week, so just a few games this week as we get into Christmas break. But you'll have men's and women's basketball playing 2 doubleheader matinees, actually. Women's basketball and men at Northeast on Tuesday, December 16th. 12 o'clock tip for the women. 12 o'clock tip for the women, 2 o'clock tip for the men. And that one in Booneville, Mississippi. We'll put you some links to watch on social media. Be sure you're following there if you want to catch those games. December 19th, Friday, December 19th. Again, doubleheader, men and women. Women followed by the men at noon for the women, 2 o'clock for the men, right here in Traditions Bank Arena at Tom Drake Coliseum. We'd love to have you come catch both those teams in action before they take a break for Christmas. If you can't be here, be sure you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to catch those games as they compete, and then take a break, headed out for Christmas break. Give both teams giving their players a significant chunk of time off to go be with family. That'll close out the semester for us. Wallace State will be closed December 19th through January 5th for Christmas break. We hope you all have a great Christmas and a happy New Year with your family. We will be back with Inside the Den the week of January 5th, and we look forward to bringing you all the stories and all the inside access as the rest of the season and the spring seasons unfold. We'll have basketball conference play. We'll start softball and baseball up. We'll have golf in full swing. We'll have all sorts of sports competing. We look forward to bringing you all that action as it unfolds. In the meantime, while we're away, be sure you're following us on X, Facebook, Instagram, all social medias to keep you up to date with daily happenings in Wallace State. And be sure you like, follow, and subscribe us on YouTube and Spotify so you never miss an episode of Inside the Den. Thanks for being with us. We'll catch you next time. Until we see you again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and go Lions.